Now on 767 News.
New mayor elected to represent the town of Portsmouth calls for support of the community. Police PRO says drug trade lucrative but destructive as the police force continues to break ground in illegal trading.
Digicel launches new brand designed to offer more choices, more channels and exclusive local, regional and international content. Regional players dissatisfied with representation from West Indies Players Association, but WICB says no go. Good evening, everyone. I am Tanya Green.
And I am Alicia George. It's a pleasure to welcome you to our first 767 newscast. And today is a big day for the digital family and 767 News as we transition from our old network. We have Tanya Green, Media Manager of 767 News with us, and she will be joining me in presenting tonight's newscast.
Titus Francis was selected as mayor of the town of Portsmouth and will serve for the next 3 years. On Wednesday, the Portsmouth Town Council held its 16th inaugural meeting, where 13 councillors, including Mayor Francis, were officially sworn into office.
What we do as council should be so right that it will benefit the greatest number of persons at all times. This is the challenge that we as councillors have accepted, and I make bold to say at this point that we will promote the team approach to accomplish our goals.
Francis went on to say that the support of the council will depend on the willingness of each resident of the town.
The success of the council is going to be largely dependent on the support of every able-bodied man and woman in Portsmouth. It will be determined by the willingness of each one of us, not each one of you, each one of us, to recognize his responsibility and play his role whenever called upon.
The 13 councillors included 8 men and 5 women, both elected and nominated. The Portsmouth Town Council election was held on September 16, with what may be described as the largest turnout since the council was established in 1954.
Also on Wednesday, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit presented checks totaling $550,000 to the Portsmouth Town Council. Recently, the ruling Dominica Labour Party government has been making several contributions to village councils across the island. The monies are expected to cover various projects in the community, including the installation of lights at the Benjamin's Park.
As you know, some time ago we gave $175,000 for the lights. That, I understand, was only sufficient to have purchased the infrastructure. You need now to build the stand and so forth, and you need an additional $80,000 to purchase this. I've been told also that the wonderful people who work so diligently seeking to keep Portsmouth clean sometimes do not have the tools of trade required to perform the task. And I've been told that the estimate for that is about $20,000, and we will make this available to you also.
Prime Minister Skerrit also promised the residents of Portsmouth either a tipper truck or a garbage truck by November of 2014 and the construction of a new government complex.
Hopefully in 2015, God willing, once the results are available, we will make the other one available to you. So I cannot promise both of them at the same time. We can give you only one. So you determine it, and the chairman will write to me, and we shall make for the power up, and we'll make the one available.
Prime Minister Skerrit made the presentation during the 16th inaugural Portsmouth Town Council meeting on Wednesday.
Well, Dominicans can take advantage of the best value superfast broadband coupled with cable television as they experience the world of Digicel Play for the first time. An all-new provider, Digicel Play, was born out of the marriage between Digicel and SAT Telecommunications, which was launched on Friday evening. Chief Executive Officer of Digicel Play, Richard Stanton, said this project was 6 months in the making, with a lot more to come.
The Bigger Better TV service is close to hand, and we'll be doing another launch very similar to this before Christmas. This is more focused on broadband, but that's only because we're trying to get the best best available for us to launch before Christmas for TV.
With significant investments in service in the coming months, Digital Play customers can look forward to bigger and better TV offerings with more choice, more channels, and more exclusive local, regional, and international content. According to Stanton, Digicel Play will offer customers a range of broadband internet packages, which they can select depending on their individual requirements.
This is a new brand, Digicel Play, and it's all about energy, and it's all about positiveness, and it's all about us going out and driving the market, not waiting for the market to come to us. It's all about driving the market.
Meanwhile, as a result of the marriage, SAT TV News will now be known as 767 News. When we return, we'll bring you the latest on the fight against illegal drugs in Dominica. Stay with us.
When you want to serve rice to your family, you obviously want the best rice. Caribbean cooks right and tastes great. Available in a variety of sizes for you to buy as much as you want. You can buy white rice, parboiled rice, and Caribbean rice even comes in bags with handles for your convenience. And because you'll be buying it from Astafans, you know the price is right. Make Caribbean rice a must for your family. Astafans, right place, right price.
Introducing the Ashley Collection at Quartz. Quartz has joined with Ashley Furniture, the #1 selling home furnishings brand in America, to bring you the most extraordinary furniture selection at unbeatable prices. It's now easier than ever before to find that perfect furniture piece for your home. And what's more, you can add that special touch with the right accent piece from our range of designer accessories from Ashley. Create the perfect look for your home with the Ashley Collection at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home. Visit the new Ashley Gallery at our Roseau store.
Lights, camera, action. Dominica NCCU presents the first annual Cadas Lipso competition alongside the first ever Cadas Band Champ competition at the Windsor Park Stadium. 4 courts, Saturday, October 18th from 8:40 p.m. Yes, Dominica. This year's show promises to be even bigger and better cause it's 2 big shows in one. The 14 finalists are Moses, the Elf Colette Ambo, Triumph Daddy Hexy, The Web, Miriam, Irish, Calfa P, Ellie Serran, Lady S, Ian Jacko Jackson, White Ferry, and Vigilante will come up against the reigning Cadas champ, Alibat, when the dust settles. Who will it be? Right after this, the WCK, the First Serenade, and the Ecstasy Band will go head to head to compete for the first ever NCCU Cadas Band Champ competition. Tickets are only $50 in advance, $60 at the gate, $125 for VIP, and for groups of 10, you pay only $45 each. NCCU Cadas Lipso competition alongside Cadas Champ of the Bands. Saturday, October 18th at the Windsor Park Stadium forecourt from 8:40 p.m. Don't miss it.
Following a spate of drug seizures across the island, Police Public Relations Officer ASP Claude Wicks is urging drug dealers to desist from the illegal trade. He made the appeal in an exclusive interview with 767 News on the heels of a major drug bust in Calibishi.
On Friday the 10th of October 2014, somewhere about 6:30 a.m., the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force, more specifically the drug squad, were very successful in retrieving $4.5 million worth of cocaine from the streets. This incident took place at Calibishi. It's 173 kilograms of cocaine, as I said, with a value of $4.5 million. And that in itself shows the tremendous success that the police force has had thus far with regard to the fight against drugs.
No formal arrests have been made to date. However, the police force is optimistic as they continue investigations into the matter. It is no secret, though, that the drug trade is having a negative impact on the youth of Dominica.
The human being, the human bodies as well are deteriorated because of the consumption of drugs. And I must say, not only cocaine, but alcohol. It's a common phenomenon, a common occurrence now where you see our youngsters are consuming large amounts of alcohol, whether at parties or just in the ordinary. And we too are very much concerned about it. I must say it's not only the police force who must be concerned about drugs or fighting drugs. I think it's a global phenomenon, and together as a people, we must work, we must put our efforts together, we must work collaboratively to ensuring that we minimize the impact of drugs. I'm aware that we won't be able to obliterate the drug trade activity or more so crime on a whole, criminal activities on a whole, but it has to be a collective effort, a multi-sectoral, a multi-dimensional approach to fighting criminality, including the drug trade.
Law enforcement officials worldwide continue to fight against the illegal drug trade.
And the Grand Bay Cooperative Credit Union earlier this week was officially renamed the Jermaine John Philip House in memory of the late manager who passed away in July 2013. John Philip served the Cooperative Credit Union for over 20 years and was instrumental in undertakings for the construction of the new building. President of the Board of Directors of the Grand Bay Cooperative Society, Faniel Hilaire, described the event as important in remembering the many contributions of the honoree.
It is significant because we all know of the tremendous contributions that Mrs. John Philip made towards this society, and by extension not only Grand Bay but other cooperative and credit unions across the island.
Meanwhile, past president of the board, Edward Registe, who knew John Philip personally, described her life as a legacy.
Jermaine is a legacy. That's what she is. And we would have hoped that Jermaine would have still been here with us. Absolutely. I think that she was cut down too soon. Way too soon. Jermaine had so much more to give. But in some ways, my friend Jermaine knew that her journey had come to an end.
Registe believed that John Philip had already accepted her fate.
The Social Center Model Preschool on Thursday received a donation of food hampers, compliments of the Roseau Central Labor Youth Organization, LYO, as the school observed World Food Day. Senator Alvin Bernard made the presentation on behalf of the LYO.
The objective of what we're doing here today is really twofold. One, we're making a tangible contribution to the institution of the Social Center, as well as the other people that we'll be making a similar gesture to later today. However, we also decided to do it this way in order to promote and project the efforts of the World Food Day program.
Senator Bernard said during this current global economic crisis, it is important that we look inward by relying on ourselves and our resources to safeguard ourselves from its effects. Senator Bernard said it is important that we grow and consume our own food, explaining that most people in the lower income group spend as much as 50% of their income on food.
Producing our own food, consuming our own food, will do a number of things. It will take care of our nutritional and health problems. Nowadays we know about the prevalence of chronic non-communicable diseases plaguing our community at this moment. And in response to that, we must more and more rely on our own resources and grow proper, healthy, nutritional food. But also growing our own food and relying on our own resources will also help in the promotion and the increase of employment, since we will have to employ people to grow those food items. It will also promote and increase the level of income in our society.
World Food Day was observed under the theme Family, Farming, Feeding the World and Caring for the Earth. Attorney Tamika Hyacinth, who represents the state in a judicial review matter involving 5 police officers charged with murder, has admitted that the additional grounds for which the claimant's attorney are seeking judicial review are different from the grounds on which leave was granted. During the first hearing at High Court on Thursday, Hyacinth submitted that leave for judicial review was granted on the ground that, according to the Coroner's Act, an inquest into the death of Joshua Etienne, who died in police custody on August 6, was incomplete. However, the claimants, in their amended fixed claim on September 26, filed new grounds. In such regard, she was seeking that the court strikes out part of their claim. Some of the grounds the state challenged included whether the sudden death was a crime caused by the claimants, whether the arrest was lawful, and whether, in the absence of coroner's findings, there was no basis for arrest and charges. In his response, lead counsel Lennox Lawrence submitted that the judge can allow the claimant to amend any claims, and such directions can be given on the first hearing. He submitted further that the state's application are without merit and the matter should go to trial because this is an attempt to challenge the court's decision, adding that the state's application equates to an abuse of process.
Richard Stanton, CEO of Digicel Play Dominica, has joined us here on the set to tell us what all the hype surrounding Digicel Play is all about and how you can get on in all the fun.
Well, Tanya, today's been a very exciting day for everybody involved with the business. We moved at midnight from being SAT Telecommunications Limited over to our new brand, Digicel Play. So we've had lots of activity this morning. We opened up a brand new store in Bath Road, and we added to our Digicel store in Great George Street. So there's lots of additional things in that store. We've got a beautiful new store downstairs that's made our customer care team much happier this morning. We've got the road show that's been going around town, and I should apologise for the amount of traffic that it may have held up. And then we move on to the Friday Duive down at Crazy Coconuts to finish off the night with a bang.
Okay, wonderful. Sounds exciting. But tell us, what is the thinking behind the change from Digicel to Digicel Play?
Well, it's all about the new technology that we're implementing on our network and refreshing the brand. SAT Telecommunications was a Digicel business, but really wasn't linked closely. So we decided what we wanted to do was bring the companies together and make sure that our customers of Digicel could see the benefits as well of moving across to our new cable TV and high-speed broadband products. What has been the response of the public so far towards Digicel Play? Well, so far so good. I've had lots of comments about the colour purple. I know Clem, the driver of our Digicel Play bus, has been stopped by people complimenting him on how wonderful his bus is. So I think so far so good. Customers coming into the store have been very positive about the new environment. So hopefully over the next couple of weeks we'll see more customers coming in and enjoying the benefits of what we have to offer. Throughout the day we saw quite a number of Digicel representatives, Digicel Play representatives on the streets at various points in Roseau. What exactly were they doing? Well, some of them were just telling people about our products and services. Some of them were selling products and services to new customers. We were also giving away free breakfast this morning, which is always a good thing in Dominica. Oh, awesome. Free breakfast. All Dominicans love a free breakfast. So we were also doing that, and we've been this afternoon on the roadshow, we've been giving away baseball caps and shirts and mugs and pens and all the usual paraphernalia that you'd expect from a Digicel business. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Richard, everything looks beautiful. It's pretty, but tell our customers what it is that they can expect in terms of their cable service and internet service going forward.
Okay, well, in terms of internet, which is what we've launched today, it's real high-speed broadband. So it's what we call DOCSIS 3 enabled. And as we're running through the country now, upgrading more and more nodes, more and more homes have access to that service, and we will finish that rollout by Christmas. So pretty much everybody in Dominica before Christmas will have access to real high-speed broadband, not just broadband or ADSL. Okay, and then in terms of TV, we're going through a number of contractual negotiations with the content providers, the likes of HBO, ESPN, all the things people like to hear. So we expect to have those finalised within the next 30 days, and then we'll be starting to roll out an upgraded TV service as well. And of course, on top of that, Digicel purchased Sportsmax only a couple of weeks ago, which I know you covered on the news at the time. Yes. And of course, we're always looking to improve and build on the cable TV brands by acquiring more content as well.
Okay. Well, what would you tell to a customer who's a bit skeptic on coming over to the new digital play? I mean, it's pretty, it's beautiful, that's attractive, but how are we getting our customers?
How are we getting our customers? Well, we've got more than 40 people now out selling for us on
40.
And that's the people that we saw today.
Yes, the little red ants running around Rosa. So we've got all those people now talking to our customers. We have added more than 1,000 customers in the last few months. We continue to grow very quickly, and I'm hopeful that the customers that have, in your terms, maybe taken a risk on moving to SAC are now spreading the word as well. I think our customer service has improved dramatically. The environment is now much more conducive to customers coming in and asking questions and looking at our products and services and making a considered decision.
CEO of Digicel Play, Dominica, Richard Stanton, bringing us up to speed on what's all the hype about here in Dominica at this time.
I made a stupid mistake.
See where it's now landed me.
My baby's now behind bars.
Feels forgotten by society.
It's time for us to make a change. Over us, make a change. To renown Justice Reform Project. Over us, make a change.
Make a change.
Instead of incarceration, y'all, let's try diversion, reform, rehabilitation.
Our youth needs a second chance beyond bars.
A world that accepts them with open arms.
It's nice to know that you're here.
Just know that we care.
This time we'll do our part. Let's all make a fresh start.
It's time for us to make a change. Over us, make a change. To renown Justice Reform Project. Over us, make a change.
Make a change. The Juvenile Justice Reform Project, a new path to changing lives for good, funded by USAID and the OECS Secretariat.
The government of Dominica, in collaboration with the National Cultural Council, presents the 2014 Independence Celebrations under the theme, Our Nation, Our Responsibility. Be a part of the 36th anniversary celebrations, reconnect with the island's history, dress in the national wear, indulge in Dominica's wide array of Creole delicacies, and participate in the cultural activities across the country. Dominica is ours to celebrate. The 2014 Independence Celebrations, September 20 to November 4, 2014. Come, let's make it an independence to enjoy and remember. This public service message is brought to you in collaboration with SAT TV.
The best season of them all has started only at Courts. Shop today and get free gifts with the purchase of selected products. Get a chance to win $5,000 in cash when you purchase any Frigidaire appliance. Shop with Courts, ready finance and pay absolutely nothing for 60 days. So come in today and make this the best season ever. Only at Courts, bringing value home.
When you serve your family Chocolisto, they'll be getting a tasty drink. That's good for them, they'll love the taste, so delicious and chocolatey. With vitamin A, B1, B2, B3, and vitamin D. With niacin, calcium, and iron too. They will drink nutritiously. And you will love the value, because Chocolisto gives you great taste and nutrition at a very affordable price. So say goodbye to high prices and say hello to Chocolisto. An affordable nutrition in a tasty drink. Hot fans, right place, right price.
The latest in sports news is coming up next with Larry.
Stay with us.
Good evening and welcome to 767 News Sports segment. We begin with basketball. On Wednesday, in game number 15 of the Roseau Valley Basketball League, the Domlec Shockers defeated the Mont Prosper Lightning Strikers 78-77. Coming off a loss to Forcani Upsetters, the Shockers were out to respond and did so, however, in a very competitive game. Top scorers for Shockers: Davidson Ginny Tulo 24 points, Daniel Omond 17 points, Mikre Edwards 12 points, and Joseph Hippolyte 10 points. Top scorers for Strikers: Lindell Mayers 21 points, Emil Cardo 20 points, Kelly McPherson 15 points, and Jenna Deschamps 11 points. Meanwhile, on Thursday, in game number 16, the Emsall Mafia defeated the Power of Numbers Blazing Bullets 81-75. Top scorers for Mafia: Roy Cesar 21 points, Dave Alexis 19 points, Dwight Timothy 16 points, and Tristan Lewis 14 points. Top scorers for Blazing Bullets: Esmond Andrew 31 points, and Nathan John Jules 26 points. For more information, including pictures and videos, go to Facebook and search for Roseau Valley Basketball League. We move over now to cricket. The West Indies Cricket Board WICB says it fully endorses the West Indies Players Association WIPA as the sole body to negotiate on behalf of the region's players, and says it will only get involved in the ongoing impasse between the Players Union and the West Indies squad in India if invited to do so. This comes against the backdrop of recent pronouncements by the West Indies one-day squad currently in India that the Wavell Hines-led WIPA no longer had the authority to speak on their behalf. The West Indies team had written to the WICB last week indicating they had lost confidence in WIPA and would seek an alternative bargaining agent. The players are upset with the terms and conditions of the CBA and MOU, which they argue will result in a 65% decrease in their earnings. On Friday, the situation escalated with media reports that the West Indies have abruptly called off their ongoing India tour due to the ongoing payment dispute between WIPA and the WICB. Reports are that the West Indies will end the tour after the 4th ODI and will not play the remaining 5th ODI, 1 of T20 and 3 Test series. However, in a sudden twist, the West Indies Cricket Board advised that, contrary to media reports, it has taken no decision to discontinue the ongoing tour in India. The WICB said they will continue to make statements following this situation after the conclusion of the 4th One-Day International, which is currently in progress. And in football, New Generation Sports Club strolled to an easy victory when the action continued in the 2014-2015 Dominica Football Association Dominic Football League. On Wednesday, at the Baffin State playing field, New Generation hammered the Bombers Starlights of Portsmouth by 7 goals to 0. Brittany Stout, Miriam Elwin, and Taman Fair Joseph all found the back of the net twice, while the other goal was scored by Donna George Riviere. Earlier on, I spoke to PRO of the Dominica Football Association, Mr. Gerald George, who gave us an update as it relates to the recently commenced Dominic Football League. Okay, Mr. George, the league began last Wednesday. Could you give us an update as it relates to what has been going on in the Dominic Women's League?
Yes, Larry, like you rightly said, the league commenced last week. We're in the second week of the running of the Dominic Women's League. So far, we see that the defending champions, the New India Goodwill Runners, they are off to a pretty good start. They have won both matches played so far. The first match was 8-0 and the second match was 6-0. So it's an impressive start by the defending champions in defense of their title. This year, the Women's League will be of a 2-round format as opposed to last year. And of course, there will be plenty more football for the women to play in this season. So we're very optimistic we'll get good football when it comes to the women football. This year, we have an added team in the Bombers Starlights. And of course, everything is looking well thus far for the women's football.
Now, in terms of potential contenders, are we seeing any strong team that could pose a threat or challenge to the defending champs?
Of course, the runners-up of last season, New Generation Sports Club, they also got off to a good start. They won their first match 7-0. So they are one of the threats to New India Goodwill Runners. We've seen Maosoka Strikettes. They have strengthened their squad this year. They got about 3 or 4 additional players, at least 2 of them being national players. So that will augur well for the Maosoka Strikettes team. They showed a lot of promise last season. So we're expecting they to be one of the contenders for the championship this year.
Now, in terms of a comparison, how would you compare the women's football, the quality, as opposed to the men's football?
Well, the men will always dominate because the men has been there from inception. But the women football is on a rise. It's still in the development stage, but every year it continues to rise, which we are very much impressed of. And when the FIFA folks visit, they're very much impressed with the strides that we have made here in Dominica in terms of women football, from where we are to where we started to where we are now. So it's just a lot more work to be done with the women football. The women show more enthusiasm when it comes to their practice and showing up for their sessions and showing up on time for their games. So in that aspect, the women are excelling in terms of the drive and the commitment towards the game. But the men will always continue to dominate. But mind you, in a few years we'll see that women football might just take over.
Now, in terms of the discipline, how do they compare?
Discipline-wise, the women are very disciplined, I must say. You do not see much yellow cards or red cards. You do not see not much of the roughness in the game as compared to the men. The men are more physical. You get more foul language in the men game. You do not hear or very little of that in the women's game. So we hope they keep it up in terms of discipline. We can rate them very high when it comes to women's football.
So you say basically women's football are the future of football in Dominica?
Well, I didn't say it, Larry. The head man of FIFA said it, Sepp Blatter. He said the future of football worldwide is feminine. So, and that's why FIFA has been putting a lot of money in terms of women football. They do a lot of stuff for women football. As we speak today, the DFA president and some of the other executive members, they are in the Carib Territory area. Dale is there because on November 8th we are going to kick off a grassroots program for young girls, primary school girls. So we'll be doing 3 of them, sponsored by FIFA. They'll be sending all the equipments and stuff. So they are down here sensitizing the different schools. We'll be doing that one for that section of the country will be in Casabros, and then we'll be doing one in Roseau and also one in Portsmouth. So 3 grassroots programs for young girls, and that these are girls in the primary school level.
And there you have it, Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Football Association, Mr. Gerald George, updating us as it relates to the recently commenced Domlec Women's League. And as you heard it, 3 grassroots programs will begin soon for young girls as it relates to the sport of football. Larry Larrock reporting for 767 News.
Alicia, it's such an interesting time in Dominica these days. Lots of hype, lots of buzz, lots of activities. Dominica is celebrating our 36th anniversary of independence, and today, Friday, we had the culmination of the Friday Dweeva events taking place at the Crazy Coconuts, where a number of persons have patronized the event. We know that a number of local bands are down there showcasing their musical talents. Right. We have a lot of people patronizing and eating and having fun, socializing with their friends, their family, and just getting hyped up for the 3 nights of pulsating rhythms coming just next week.
And this is the final segment of Festival Dweeva, which began, I believe, in the first week of October. Usually Festival Dweeva, there's a lot of success behind it. People like to go out, they like to drink, they appreciate the culture in Dominica. And as well, on Saturday we have the NCCU Cadas-Lipso competition, where we have 18 finalists vying for the Cadas-Lipso crown, and they will compete against King Halibut. He's the current Cadas-Lipso king. So come on down and support all the events for the independent season.
By the way, who are some of the finalists?
I believe The Web is also in there. He's the first winner of the Cadas-Lipso competition. Of course, Halibut. Colette Ambo is in there, Lady S, and we have actually a lot of newcomers and some Calypsonians who are talented in Cadas-Lipso as well.
Yes. So I believe it's the 4th year that we're having such an activity.
Yes.
And the show, by all reports, is growing by leaps and bounds. Yes. So we're expecting the forecourt at the Windsor Park Stadium to be packed tomorrow evening, Saturday, from 8 p.m. for the NCCU Cadas-Lipso Competition 2014.
And that's all for now.
Drop us an email or friend us on Facebook, and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us here on 767 News production team, I am Tanya Green.
And I am Alicia George. Thanks for watching.